The focus of this hearing, as you know, is on the University of California budget as a whole, not particular to UC Davis, but we did want to focus on one campus specifically to get a better sense of the University of California budgeting issues, specifically related to enrollment issues. And so that's why we asked to participate here at UC Davis. We know that the University of California is such a critical piece of our California landscape, both for the economy, but also making sure we educate, high school students to become productive members of society. And so we all have a vested interest to make sure that the system works for everybody. We've come a long way in the last few years with higher education funding, with the rebounding economy. We're certainly pleased this past year we took some major steps to further enrollment growth at the UC system. I know this was a big issue in the Assembly budget process that the Senate joined us as well, that we passed a budget that put on the table an offer for $25 million to increase enrollment at the UC system. And we're really pleased that this past month the president, along with the regents, basically came up with an accord to do this, allowing us to enroll 10,000 more Californians at the UC system by the 2017-2018 school year. And this is an important effort that we're embarking upon, and you can know that the Assembly, and I'm sure the Senate as well, and the state is committed to making sure this works. And we're really interested in seeing how this plays out here, specifically at the UC Davis campus, trying to fill these slots throughout California.
Growth is not an end in itself. Rather, the 2020 initiative is a means to make UC Davis stronger in multiple ways. These include a significant influx of faculty in emergent fields and increased diversity along multiple parameters. Let me pay special attention to the growth of faculty. We are already well on our way to repairing the diminishment in faculty numbers the university suffered in the wake of the economic collapse that made 2008, 2009, and 10 especially difficult. We're now bringing to UC Davis each year 100 to 120 new faculty in fields that reflect the most exciting developments in research across the entire span of the university. The scale of the 2020 initiative is enabling us, in fact, to promote to an extraordinary degree hiring across departments, colleges, and schools, reflecting the interdisciplinary nature of so much cutting-edge research today. As I noted, 2020 is also about growing the diversity of our campus. The fact is that the initiative has us increasing the number of California undergraduates, and that has given us the opportunity to bring a student body to Davis each year that is more diverse than the one before. Indeed, we anticipate becoming a Hispanic-serving institution by 2018-19. The 2020 initiative is also shaped to make our campus more international, as befits an institution like UC Davis and California itself. We live in an increasingly global world, and we believe that more international opportunities are critical to preparing our students for the future careers and lives they'll lead right here in California.
Hunger and the stress of finals and everything else that is going on, this is what it means to be a UC student. So when we talk about tuition, when we talk about budget priorities and all these other things, we have to realize that a lot of our students are they're not thriving, they're surviving here and trying to make ends meet as they get this degree to become the innovators of California, to become the best and brightest. And this is what we are trying to do. And so just as we move into budgets and we talk about different things, I'll just give a personal story because I've seen hearings before. In my second year, I had to work 3 jobs it's very stressful. Not all of them were campus-based jobs. I had to take out loans. I had to do a lot of different things in order to maintain my success here. I had a check that almost didn't clear, some technicality or what have you, and it almost cost me being evicted from my house. I'm a student leader. I put in time and work and give back to my community in many different forms, and I shouldn't have to choose between my education, my future, and my dreams, and my basic survival needs. But again, this is the reality of being in the UC right now, with this egregious debt that's growing, with tuition increasing and our basic needs not being met. So as you move into these hearings, I would really urge you to think about the students, to think about, are we meeting their basic needs, mental health, food, housing security, and all these different things that you need to be a successful student and just live in general.
You know, there are some issues that we do want to dig into, as they're not surprises to anybody in the UC budget world. We talked about these this past year in the budget process, talking about growth in the budget overall at UC, focusing on enrollment issues with increased enrollment for out-of-state students, international students, at the same time, frankly, putting the squeeze on California families trying to get into the system. I'm not sure about my colleagues here, but it's frankly one of the biggest issues I get from constituents is I want my little one to get into the UC. What are we doing to make sure we open up these seats to all Californians, not just the select few? So that's an important issue. We also want to talk about some faculty issues as well and administrative issues to see trends the last 7 years to see where we're going and where we've been. And as a whole, talking about other ways how we can look at a specific campus here to focus on lessons learned that we can bring to the overall budgeting process for the UC as a whole.